One of the most popular type of visuals is charts or graphs and adding these to your page. In the visualizations page, you'll actually see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. So there's actually 18 types of charts that you can add to your page. Now, when you want to do a comparison, the bar chart or the column charts are the best. And we've got in this first top row here, a stacked bar, a 100% stacked bar, and just a normal bar chart. We've also got a column chart, a stacked column chart, and a 100% stacked column chart. I'm just going to go for a straightforward bar chart. So I click on a blank part of my report canvas and I choose the clustered bar chart, and it naturally just finds a spot for that chart. Now I want to grab from the density query some of these fields and put them in these buckets. On my y-axis, which is my vertical axis, I want to see the continent, so I drop that into my y-axis bucket, and so I can see the word continent here. Now I then want to chart my density, so I add that to my x-axis. And so here I can see immediately the density by continent. But what it will have done is it would have by default summed the density. And so I'm going to hit this V here to change the sum to average, because I want the average density. And I'm going to rename this visual, rename for this visual, just average density. And that's going to appear at the bottom here. Okay, I also want to change the title. So to change the title, I'm going to format this visual and I'm just going to search for title. And here is my title text, which is automatic. And I'm going to change that to average density by continent. Oops, by continent. Now that's actually gone on the side there. I didn't want that particular title, so I'm going to turn that off. It's not that title, and it's not the X, that's the Y-axis. Turn that off. I actually don't even want the X-axis, so I'm going to turn that off as well, so we don't have that. The title that I do want is this one here. So watch out for these headings: X-axis title, Y-axis title, and then this is the main title. So this is where I want to see average density by continent. And that appears at the top there. Again, you could change the font size, the bold, italics, the text color, all sorts of formatting options. And I'm just going to hit the X to clear the search box for the word title. And so there is my chart. Looking at my chart though, I would like to show perhaps data labels. I've turned off the various titles, but here in the format visual is data labels. And if I turn that to on, you can see a data label appear for each bar. And I actually think that that's actually visually very helpful. So I'm happy with my population density page. Now I'm going to go back to my dashboard page. And what I want to do is create an action button, a blank action button, and I want to put it over the top of this card to make this card appear to be navigational. And so I'm going to go to Insert, I'm going to hit the Buttons button, and I'm going to choose a blank button, which appears in the top left of the report. I'm dragging this down and over this particular card, and I'm going to hold the Alt key so I can just resize it a little bit. Okay, now I go into the action, I turn that on, and the action I want to assign to this blank button is not back, but instead page navigation. And the page or the destination I want it to go to is the population density page I just created. And I can put a tooltip on that says Control click to view population density and enter. So I'm now going to close the action, and I actually want to format the shape so that, let me just have a look here, so that the style, that's the text, that's the border. I want the border to be 100% transparent. So now it looks like that action button doesn't even exist, but as I rest on it, I can see my tooltip, and if I control click it, I can see it goes to the population density page. And if I control click the back button, I'll go back to my dashboard. Now this button here, I'm going to control C, control V, that's for Asia, that's for Africa, that's for Oceania, and one more control V for Americas. Makes it a bit tricky to see now, but I can just see it to put it over the top of. And one more top of my card. So I've created navigational buttons that now allow me to control click and go and see the population density figures if I want to, and then control click to go back to the dashboard. I'm going to save my Power BI file, and yeah,